Welcome to Inside South Florida. I'm your host, Cameron Dobbs.
And I am your host, Anna Isabel Hume. Thanks so much for watching. Buying a home and getting a mortgage can be a very scary task. Cam sat down with Amy McGraw, the Vice President of Tropical Financial Credit Union, to find out all we need to know before making that big purchase.
Hi, Amy.
Hey,
how are you?
Good, I'm good.
We are so happy to have you back in ISF, as well as, of course, our financial Frenchie,
Yes.
Dexter.
Good job, Dex. He's here to talk about mortgages.
Oh, we love to see it. Well, we know buying a property is most likely the largest purchase someone will ever make in their life. So, with that said, what should we have in mind before making that step?
Well, I think a lot of people make a very big mistake. What they do first is go right to the real estate pages to look at properties. But the reality is, if you do that, you might fall in love with something you can't afford. So really the very first step is always to talk to a mortgage loan officer, find out what you can afford, and get pre-approved or pre-qualified. That also helps in the buying process. If a real estate agent knows that you're pre-approved, it's much more likely that you're going to have that offer presented in a better manner. The buyer is going to, or the seller is going to be much happier with that than somebody who's just looking.
And in going through this process as well, I mean, is there a rule or a formula that we should use to kind of follow through this?
Well, I think one of the things that's really important is to, again, talk to a mortgage loan officer and find out what you do for a living, what's your income, look at all the financials and know what all the documents are that you're going to need to bring to the table. And I think people make the biggest mistake actually in the mortgage process because your credit is pulled to actually get approved for the loan, right? But then right before closing, which can be 60, 90 days later, that credit is pulled again just to make sure nothing has changed. And if you decide to go out and take credit to buy furniture or to do some housework or something beforehand, that can kill the deal. Do not apply for credit until the sign on the dotted line and you have those keys to the house in hand.
You heard it here first. You mentioned those documents as well. Mm-hmm. What documents do you need to apply for the mortgage?
Well, it just all depends on exactly what you do for a living and whether or not there's going to be a co-borrower. Obviously, we need to know income. We need to know debts. But that's why it's so important to talk to a mortgage loan officer because they can tell you exactly what you need to apply for a mortgage and have the best chance of getting that home. And I'll tell you something else too. Going with a credit union like Tropical Financial Credit Union is so smart because credit unions are not for profit. So their main focus is you, the borrower, and making sure that they're doing right by you. I think we all remember from 2008, there can be some unscrupulous mortgage companies out there that can actually steer you wrong. But the mortgage loan officer, especially at a credit union like Tropical Financial, not only are they going to steer you right, they're going to talk about what type of mortgage is going to be best for you. I mean, so many people immediately think 30-year fixed, 30-year fixed, but it might not be the right one, especially if you know you're not going to be in that house very long. Why not pay a much lower interest rate for like a 5 or 7 year ARM if you know you're going to be leaving quickly? So these are the types of things you have to have with that conversation. And I'll throw something else in here too. Tropical Financial in the month of April is going to be giving you a $500 closing or a credit, cash back at closing, if you get a $250,000 or more mortgage with us. And I'll tell you, what can you buy for less than $250,000 in South Florida?
That's so true. Now tell us, what should we be looking for in a mortgage loan officer?
Somebody who's been in a long time. And again, I really highly recommend credit unions because of just their structure. It is all about the borrower. And the cool thing is we have some mortgage loan officers that have been with Tropical for 20, 30 years. And it's so cool because people will come back to either refinance, they send their kids to us, and it's just a family. So knowing somebody's going to take care of you like a member of the family, I think that's really, really important.
Why not look for a family when you're also looking for a home?
Exactly, and Tropical Financial can absolutely be that family.
Now, we love our good deals here,
Yep.
and I heard that you and Dexter have a deal for us here at ISF.
We do. In the month of April, that's at $500 off at closing. You get cash back at closing. Again, as long as that mortgage is at least $250,000 or more. Again, it starts April 1st this year. It's scheduled to end at the end of April, but you never know with us. We sometimes can extend those offers. But I would highly recommend if you're looking to buy a house, again, start with the mortgage loan officer, get pre-approved, get pre-qualified before you ever even look at those houses so you don't end up falling in love with something you simply can't afford.
Amy, tell us, where can we go for more information?
You can go to the page that has all the information about the offer is tropicalfcu.com/500. Right, Dexter?
Oh, he's got it. He's so excited too. Well, thank you both Dexter, our financial Frenchie, as well as Amy, for hopping on to ISF today.